This is your boy Sean J coming to you live and direct with another video. Today's topic for conversation is the day my life changed, becoming homeless. Story time. Story time, fellas. All right, let's get into it, guys. If you've seen any of my videos, if you watched any of my videos, then you know I had a troubled past. I was a troubled youth back in my teenage years. I've been in and out of different programs, in and out of detention and stuff like that, probation violations, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Did all that stuff as a teenager. This video is going to be about my trouble, like in the midst of my troubled past, and then how I became homeless. So I'm gonna start you guys off at when I got out of the wilderness program. So the wilderness program was the last program I've been to before I became an adult, right? The last very program I went to. So I was about 17 when I got out the wilderness program. That's the last program I was in. I've been in a number of different programs when I was a youth. DART program twice, Task, Genesis. Genesis is a crazy program. Genesis, just different programs to catch up on credit. No, not catch up on credits. I'm sorry, guys. For community service hours. I've been in DT probably like 5-6 times when I was a juvenile. 5, 6, 7 times. Probation violations probably 3 or 4 times. Just stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, my last program I've been in was the wilderness program. I was in there for 45 days, right? I get out. This is where the story starts. So I get out of the wilderness program. Now keep in mind, I wanted to change now. I'm 17. I was fed up of getting into trouble. It took all this time though. I'm fed up getting into trouble. I really wanted to change for the better, for the good, right? So my probation officer at the time was like, all right, what you want to do, Sean? You got a choice. Do you want to go back to school or do you just want to get a job? What you going to do? I brought up Job Corps because I knew about Job Corps since I was like 15, 16. I brought up Job Corps. I told him exactly what I wanted. I was like, man, look, let's go to Job Corps. I want to get with Job Corps. He's like, all right, bet. We went down there to Weber campus. This is in Salt Lake City. Well, this is in Utah. We went to the Weber campus, right? And long story short, we took the what do they call it? The tour. I ain't never been to the Weber campus. I've been to the Clearfield campus. I love Clearfield campus. Their campus is dope. I ain't been there in years, but their campus is dope. Dope as hell, man. But the Weber campus, I didn't really like, but I said, you know what? It's all good. If that's the only one y'all got that has openings, let's do it, right? So, I filled out all the paperwork. I already been on the tour, all that. Probation officer took me back home, and I'm out of the wilderness program. I'm feeling good, because I really wanted to change. I had figured out that, hey man, with Job Corps, you can knock out 4 birds with 1 stone, bro. You can be not in this order, but any particular order, but like real talk, knock 4 birds out with 1 stone. We talking, get your high school diploma, get a job, make new friends, and learn a trade. I said, and learn a trade. All in that whole time frame of you being at Job Corps. So it was a no-brainer for me, and I thought it was a smart thing to do, which it was. But long story short, it wasn't meant to be. But we're gonna get there. So I feel, like I said, I filled out all the paperwork, all that stuff, man. And guys, I ain't gonna lie, I isolated at home doing nothing for 5 months. Didn't know how long it was going to take for them. They had to do a background check. I did not know how long it would take for these people to look at my background, just to be like, to look at my background. So I was at home for 5 months. That's how I was willing to wait long, however long it took, so I can get in the Job Corps. Because I wanted to make new friends. I wanted to get my high school diploma, get a job, and learn a trade. I wanted all that stuff. So 5 months have passed. 5 months passed, and 5 months passed, and my mom one day comes in with the groceries, right? She went grocery shopping. She comes in with the groceries. She tells me the bad news, bruh. She told me straight up, listen, they didn't accept your application. They said your juvenile record is too much. They can't accept you in. And then mom left. Like, I helped out with the rest of the groceries, brought them in. Mom left to go run some more errands. I'm like, man, I was devastated. I was devastated, fellas. I was like, man. I started talking to God immediately after mom left. I'm like, God, you telling me you wanted me to wait 5 months for them not to deny my application? I thought you wanted me to change, God. I thought you wanted me to change. I was upset, guys. I was mad at God. I wasn't mad at nobody else but God, bro. I was like, I literally was just like, I didn't, listen, when I got out the wilderness program, I didn't call up the boys and hang out with them to go drinking and smoking. I didn't do any of that. I stayed down. I stayed isolated for 5 months until I can get into Job Corps. So I was devastated. I didn't like I didn't like the news, and I told God, okay, you don't want me to change right now, or well, I was confused. So all right, God, I'm just gonna hit up the boys. I guess I'll just go back to partying. I guess I'm just gonna go back to partying, and that's what I did. That next Friday or Saturday, hit up the boys. Oh, you're out. You're finally out. Keep in mind, they didn't know that I've been out for 5 months. I was trying to change, bro. I thought that's what God wanted, but at the time, I was confused. And we started hanging out again. It really wasn't that much as we used to, though. I'm gonna say that much, because back when I was early in my teen years, I would make sure I'm there every Friday and Saturday for months on end until I got in trouble and got locked up and had to do it all over again. So this time I hung out like on a Friday or Saturday, something like that. It was very spotty in between. It wasn't like consistent. I'm 17. I'm still, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get in no more trouble. So yeah, I did that, and I told, I was like, you know what? I got to figure out something. I got to give me a job. Job Corps didn't accept me, so I got to get a job. I said, that's the next best thing, right? So what I did, and I'm in this neighborhood where there's a lot of different businesses everywhere. And I'm 17, the Kentucky Fried Chicken, there's Circus City, back when Circus City was around. Just everything was everywhere. We lived in this like outlet mall around area where it was like, it was popping like that. So I remember like just, man, I would always go out, and I was determined, guys. I was determined. I went out, I grabbed 10 applications, brought them home, filled them all out, turned them in the next day, and asked, hey, can I speak to your manager? I did that so many times, guys. Rinse and repeat, right? Rinse and repeat. I did that so many times, and finally, all this time I'm putting effort trying to find me a job. This is a basic job, bro. Just back in 2004, into 2005, I got a job with Fazoli's. Now Fazoli's is it's an Italian restaurant type of deal, right? And I was going to be a cook. And I thought everything, okay, things are starting to look up. It looked like it's looking up. So when you get with Fazoli, they'll give you a week's worth of training. They'll train you a week, and then you should be good. But me, I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? I had to, they was leaning on me. They let me train 2 weeks. So they gave me an extra week to train. And guess what, guys? They wanted me to open a store. Oh, not the store, but they wanted me to open a restaurant by myself, cook by myself, basically, right? And I knew I wasn't ready for that. That's too much pressure on me. I can't, man, them people coming in what they order, and I'm the only cook, and I know I can't get down like that. I was like, nah, man, I can't do it, man. So I ended up quitting that job because it's too much pressure. I didn't want to sit. I would have had a nervous break meltdown if I went in on that Saturday or Sunday to be the only cook and can't even figure anything out for myself. So I quit. And that's what really things started to get crazy between me and Mom. I mean, I went home that day and I told Mom the bad news, and I really started I took all my anger out on Mom. Not physically, never harmed my mom a day in my life. I love moms. To this day, me and Mom are very, very close. Very, very close. But we would argue every day. I would stress my mom out all the time. Me and Mom didn't have the best relationship at the time. And long story short with that, Mom got fed up after a period of time, and she kicked me out. Mom had kicked me out the crib, and I don't blame her. At the time, after the very time I was in it, I did blame her. Like, you gonna kick me out? But at the time, yeah, I was pretty bad. I was an angry youth, man. I was very angry. I thought I was doing something right when I was trying to get a Job Corps. That didn't work out. I finally get a job after all the time of putting in that work trying to get me a job. I finally got the job, and I quit 2 weeks later. That didn't work. I was angry, bro. I was really angry, and and me and Mom would just argue, bro. We'd be arguing. I was always the start mess. You know, I know I stressed my mom out back in the day. But we good now. I guess I can, let me see if I want to share some more stuff. So, yeah, I was homeless for 4 months, guys. I was homeless for about 4 months. It was one heck of an experience. It wasn't bad as I thought it was once I got out of it and looked back at it. It wasn't that bad. It could have been 30 times worse, guys. I could be sleeping outside. My clothes could have been tattered and worn out, and I could look like what I was going through at that time. But I didn't look like what I was going through. God had enough mercy on me that He didn't put it on me like that. I wasn't broke. I had a little bit of money from the job as a Fazoli's, working at Fazoli's for 2 weeks. I had about $350, so I wasn't broke. I was wearing I was looking, I wasn't looking bad, yes, I had to go and stay at a homeless shelter. That was, so yeah, I had a roof over my head at the homeless shelter. It was bad conditions. I mean, if y'all watched my other video on homelessness, I forgot what that video was called, but it's a few videos back. I told you guys how it shocked me my very first time trying to take a shower at one of these homeless shelters. The floor is completely muddy. I'm gonna keep it real. Pubic hairs everywhere. It's muddy. Old men drunk and high in the showers with you. It was horrible, guys. It was horrible conditions. I wouldn't recommend it for nobody, but I had to go through that. I love moms. I had to go through it. At the time, yeah, me and Mom would argue a lot. We didn't get along. Well, I didn't get along with Mom, but we good now. We good now. That, thank God I'm good now. Yeah. And I guess I could share when I got out of how I got out of homelessness. I guess I can share that another time. But this video was basically the day my life changed, becoming homeless. Story time. And that's my video, fellas. Like, comment, subscribe. Deuces.